shoulder maintenance workout. We're gonna go through 20 minutes, both warming up, mobilizing, and really stabilizing the entire upper body system together with the trunk. You're gonna need a superband. I have a medium superband and I also have a yellow light superband. And depending on your advancement level, I'm highly encouraging you guys to have this handy. If you do not have a superband, I'm encouraging you guys to get one in the store or elsewhere. They're highly versatile and you can keep them in the backpack and use it whenever and wherever you want. This is going to be excellent to do in the gym as a separate warm-up or a separate preparation or an actual rehab or prehab set, whatever you like to call it. If you want to hand pick a few movements and do them before you jump in the water, you'll be a lot more loose and ready. Similarly, or after workout, if you want to add more rehab to stabilize and bulletproof your shoulders a little further. Let's go, guys. Let's take care of our shoulders. 9 out of 10 swimmers deal with some sort of shoulder pain if they want to reach an elite level status in swimming. And this is unfortunate, and I have seen so many swimmers drop out, getting surgeries, and leaving the sport of swimming because of their shoulders just breaking apart. This video, we're gonna look at how we can actually reduce the risk of that happening. My name is Dennis Hekmati. I'm a performance coach and a sports scientist bringing you guys these videos. Please like, share, and subscribe so I can bring you guys more valuable content. And don't hesitate to comment below what you like to see. Hit the notification button so you can get notified when the next video is coming. And guys, let's do it. Let's take care of the shoulders.
Half kneeling overhead pull rotation. With a band or a towel in a half kneeling position, heel underneath the knee, pull the band and bring it up over your head, squeeze the shoulder blades together, maintain a long neck, and then make the rotation from the trunk. The head needs to stay right in between the arms when we're making the rotation. A lot of swimmers tend to pull with the arms in this rotation. Rather, bring the arms up as high as they're comfortable with the long spine, and then draw the belly button in slightly as we are trying to pull our body away from our straight leg, the knee that is on the ground. Gently bring it up, maintain the tension on the band, and then control the rotation, and then back and repeat. This is a movement that it's easy to rush through. I'm highly encouraging everybody to maintain tension on the band, and especially as we get to the overhead position, and then through the rotation, how far is our trunk allowing us to rotate? Typically, we have one side that is a little bit better, but what we are lacking in the swimming community is really overhead rotations. So pay attention here when we are overhead with our arms to then try to separate our trunk and our rib cage from our shoulder blades and dissociate the two and really be aware of how our body is moving when our arms are overhead. And when you do a really good job, the hip flexor on the ground actually gets stretched and potentially the quad as well, depending on how tight you are. This is the half kneeling overhead pull rotation. Pass-throughs. You have seen me do pass-throughs in the past. It is simply here on the knees where I'm maintaining a good engagement in our abs here and glutes, so I'm not overarching my lower back, and then taking my time if I need to hold a position a little bit longer than another spot. And as I'm getting a little bit more comfortable, I'm bringing my hands slightly closer together. But what I'm not doing, I'm not hunching my head forward, I'm not overarching my back, but I am paying attention to my shoulder blades. So it's important that we are maintaining the spine as straight as we possibly can get. Otherwise, this movement is in vain. Half kneeling trunk rotations with a lighter band. We're now going to be in the half kneeling position again, very stable, and we're going to straighten out the one arm and rotate away from the leg that is on the ground. And we're both working mobility in the trunk and the thoracic rotation, but also a lot of stability. With the arm that is straight out, it's easy for that one to kind of come back and move in with you. But it's important that we are actually punching straight in line where our shoulder is without rotating our head, and then opening up with our arm as far back as we're comfortable and controlling the movement back. For our backstrokers and freestylers, this is key, especially if you are a swimmer who is really tight and lacking the rotation, if the coach is really on you and asking you to rotate a lot more. So this is a great preparation workout or exercise for you to do in the gym before you start your workout or before you jump in the water when you swim. Probably much better before we are swimming. An excellent stabilizing and mobilizing movement for us. Low external rotation. Depending on the band you have, either one strap or two strap, but we want the elbows close to the rib cage, shoulder blades initiating the pull, long neck, and then separating the hands as far as you're comfortable. A lot of swimmers are not able to rotate as far as I am here. It is okay, just go as far as you're comfortable, and if we are starting to overarch or compensate the spine, we're actually having a little bit too much of a resistance here, then I would suggest you to go a lighter band or go away from the double strap into only the one strap. Low separations. We are doing an external rotation and then separating the hands as far away from each other as we can while keeping the shoulder blades together and down. It's really important that we're maintaining a long neck in this position. We do not want to do this while lifting our shoulder blades up or shrugging our shoulders up towards our neck. That is a big fault, and that's actually when we get some shoulders pinching. So when you are doing this separation, make sure that the neck is as long as you can and that the shoulders are away from the ears. And like always, avoid overarching the lower back. Always stay as flat as you can and then focus on the small little movements. I'm switching bands one more time. This is much easier. For the first round, I'm going to show you guys how it looks like with this. High external rotations. We are stepping on the super band and bringing the elbow up in line with the shoulder. If we are lacking shoulder stability, this is not going to be as easy for swimmers to keep the elbow in line with the shoulder and keeping it there as we are rotating. That is the main indicator for stability here. We do not want the elbow moving away from the line of the shoulder, either up or down or in front or behind. And I want us to really focus on rotating full range. If this is easy, we can level up into a red band, but this gets significantly higher. Not until we're upper teenage swimmer, unless we're really strong, or a college swimmer, is when this is going to be more appropriate. Females in college, perhaps, but not unless we are really advanced. Pro swimmers, probably a lot more appropriate to handle these high external rotations with the band. And the one thing I want us to focus on is negative repetitions. As you're coming down, control the resistance, bring it up a little faster than you think, and then again, control down. Pull apart. With the band in line with the shoulder, initiate the movement with the shoulder blade, and then pull your arms away from each other until they're in line with the shoulder, and then control it back. Negative repetitions. Pull out a little faster than you're actually controlling it back down. Depending on your level, you're either one strapping the band or two strapping the band. Diagonal pull apart. Diagonally now separate the fingertips from each other as far as possible. One goes up and one goes down. and you can actually play around with different positions on how high up you go and how wide out you go to the side. I want us for the shoulder blades to get used to and strong in all different kind of directions, not just one direction. And this is just a simple sample of how we can do pull-aparts regularly and pull-aparts diagonally. And combined, they become the pull-apart series. Bradford Press. Step on top of the superband, about hip width apart, and bring the arms about shoulder width, if not slightly wider. And we're going to lift the band over our head and behind our neck, and from our neck over our head and back on right underneath the chin. And the key here is that the shoulder blades are initiating the movement and we're maintaining a long neck. We're targeting the front side of the shoulders, the anterior part of your deltoid, and we want to avoid the head moving up and down, and we want to make sure that the grip is wide and not too close. It is easy to bop forward and back, but it is very important that we are maintaining a still position with our spine as much as we can without overarching the lower back. Chest flies. Bring the superband behind your back, underneath the shoulder blades. If it's too high, this might come up and snap you on the neck. From here, separate the shoulder blades as far as you can and separate the fingertips as far as you can as we are flying and pulling our arms in so the fingertips are gently touching each other. Now, I want us to bring the hands together, but also separate them as far as you can to the wall. Important we are initiating the movement from the shoulder blades. Chest flies. High separations. With the one arm pushing straight up to the ceiling, pull the band out to the side and maintain the top arm as stationary as you possibly can. Now, it's important that we are highly stabilizing the straight arm, and it's a feeling of rotating the arm outwards in an external rotation when we're up top. If we are pulling too far, it might be a little uncomfortable. Very important that we are going out to a range where we are comfortable and able to control this position. If the red band is too tough, I'm highly suggesting the yellow band or a lighter band here, because what we're doing here is overhead stability in different positions. And now coming over and onto the main set, grabbing a quick drink of water. We're going to do 3 sets, and we're going to go, or 3 exercises, 2 sets. Arnold Press, we're going to do a lift and a pull, and we're going to do wall steps. And I'm going to show you guys 2 variations of that. Starting with the yellow band this set, Arnold Press. Arnold Press, with stepping on the band on one leg, with the arm right underneath your chin and your elbow tucked in close to the trunk. We're going to lift the arm up and rotate the elbow up and around to go out from the side and back down to the middle. So as we are rolling the arm up, the goal is to get the shoulder blade punching up as much as possible. And as we're coming up to the top part, important that we are not only rotating the shoulder in, that we're actually trying to keep a little rotation outward with our hand. As we're punching up, try to separate the finger from the feet as much as possible without compensating or rolling the lower back or the upper spine, anything. And at this point, you know me, I want negative repetitions. Control the band down, or if you have a weight, you can do this with a dumbbell. But I like the band because every inch that we're moving up, we're adding more resistance to the band, and it becomes both a good strength and stabilizing movement for us. Lift and pull. On our belly, we're going to hover our forehead on the ground while maintaining some tension on the band. From here, we're going to lift the band up while maintaining tension in our glutes and abs and bring it back behind our back and then out and controlling it down. Now, depending on our thoracic mobility, now how tight we are, everyone is going to be able to lift this at a different rate. The main part is that we're not lifting with the lower back and not with the arms. The whole point is to lift this with the lower trapezius or the middle back and the shoulder blades more than anything. So the glutes and the abs, they keep our lower back locked in so we're not overarching. And from here, shoulder blades squeezing, gently lifting the band off the ground and then behind our neck to then extend back out and repeat. Wall step. Progression 1. We're going to be in a tabletop position, knees on the ground. We're going to bring our arm up towards the wall so the hands get straight, lift our knees off the ground and control them back to the ground. 5 repetitions on each side where we are working on stabilizing the shoulder blades similarly to where we are when we are in a streamlined position. But if anything, we're going to strengthen the serratus anterior muscles here in the shoulders. And if this gets pinchy for any swimmers, very important that we are adjusting the hand positioning or doing everything that we can to squeeze the shoulder blades together, perhaps rotating the hands outwards slightly. If this is too painful, you are not doing this. You are letting me know immediately or going to see a physical therapist. We want to avoid lifting up too high, and we want to avoid also pushing out in a position where we are lifting our spine up or hunching too much. Those are the two major flaws. When we're streamlining, ideally our hands and our hips, they are in one position, and that's what we want to strive for in this position as well. For round 2, I'm going to grab a red band for the Arnold Press. It's going to make it quite significantly more challenging, but if you are an advanced athlete, this might be more suitable for you. Same position, step on the band, elbow right in front of you with your fist and your wrist right underneath your chin, and we're going to roll it out to the side and punching up to the ceiling and control the band down. The longer the neck is, the less the spine is moving, the more stability we are working. We want to avoid punching with our arm straight forward, and we want to avoid the band bringing our arm down forcefully and quickly. We always need to control this band as much as we possibly can, all the way up and all the way down. For this lift and pull, it doesn't really matter which band we are using. We always want to maintain some tension on this band either way. And like I said, we want to avoid overarching the lower back and lift with our lower back too much. It's a flaw if we are pulling the band too far away and lifting it too high up and over. It's important that the shoulder blades are making the majority of the movement. If we are rolling the shoulders inward, the band comes up too high and we end up lifting it more with our shoulders when we're lifting with our back. This is a flaw. We want to really focus on, like I said, lifting with our back as much as possible. Last round of the wall steps, And here's how we can make this harder: by starting in a bear crawl position with the knees already hovering, and then stepping into the wall step and back. And as we're doing this, it's significantly tougher on the quads and on the hip flexors and on the abs, and certainly puts a little bit more pressure on the shoulders. Depending on your strength and your advancement level, I want you guys to be really comfortable and smart on how we are progressing forward. If your shoulders are bothering you in this position, please let me know so we can try to figure out what's going on. In my left arm, there's a slight little pinch when I'm doing this, but I am actually figuring that out by pushing away from the wall, squeezing my shoulder blades together, and feel like I'm rotating my hand out and away from the wall. So it's an external rotation, and that protects my shoulder a lot more. And that is a lot more for the advanced swimmers who are able to be aware of their body and their shoulders and how they're moving. So again, be careful. And when you're done, a great child's pose to finish up is always the key here for a good workout. And guys, nice job. Well done. And we can never go wrong with finishing with some pass-throughs. When we're done with the workout, we can hold the stretches slightly more statically. Before a workout, we can move around a little bit more dynamically. But again, what is the body telling you? Move into the positions that you are lacking the range and lacking the mobility and activation. And for the next workout, for you to be ready to do it a little bit better. Now, this workout, we covered so much. We covered overhead rotations. We covered external rotations. We covered a lot of stability overhead and strength for the shoulder blades, and also so much mobility. Guys, I hope you like this. As always, finish with your pass-throughs. Keep some tension on the band. And next week, we got a really, really fun workout for you.
Guys, wasn't that an amazing shoulder routine? I highly encourage you to do something like this every day with your superband. If you don't have your superband, get one today. If you're joining Swimmer Strength as a virtual client, you will get your own superband and your own Swimmer Strength t-shirt. I'm looking forward to it. And like always, like, share, subscribe, keep the love spreading, keep our channel growing so we can bring you more valuable content like this. And next week, we have a really, really fun workout for you guys. Stay tuned.